As men get older, a number of things can happen to us. We can have a midlife crisis and go out and buy ourselves an open top two-seater and blow our wigs off in the wind. We can go and buy ourselves a modern 1000cc sport bike and go and scare ourselves shitless. On the other hand, you may decide that we deserve a bit more comfort and a bit more refinement. We'll enter the BMW K1600. This has been BMW's flagship since about 2011. And if you're into specification and gadgets, this bike really is the ultimate. I've had to write some of this down because I'll never remember it all. We've got ABS, traction control, multiple suspension settings, central locking, radio, heated grips, heated seats, numerous power sockets, memory electric screen, high level brake lights, fog lights. The list goes on and on. In fact, if it's available on a bike, then it's probably on this one and then some. Here we are on the BMW K1600 GTL. Firstly, thank you to Lind of Norwich for borrowing us a GT version of this bike before to provide a comparison. The basic differences between the GT and the GTL is the GT has slightly different bar position, slightly different pillion and rider foot pegs. Overall, it gives a more prone, more sporty feel. As for the actual riding position on the GTL, I have to say it's one of the, if not the most comfortable riding positions I've ever known on a bike. You've got a lovely, wide, comfy seat. It's multi-stage heated. Bars are in the right position. I've been on it for a couple of hours already and I'm not even beginning to feel tired or wanting a break. So yeah, absolute 5-star on the comfort stats. One of the biggest parts of these bikes is the engine. It's a straight 6-cylinder, 160 horsepower. And you've probably never ever experienced anything like it before. It's just so smooth. The torque curve on it is quite unbelievable. In any revs, in any gear, you just twist and away you go. The exhaust note is absolutely fantastic. You really do need to ride one to fully appreciate it. The gearbox on these is absolutely beautiful change. I'd liken it to a well-oiled rifle bolt. Clutch action you can do with 2 fingers if you so desire. A little word to anybody that's thinking of buying one of these. If you go and look at one that was made prior to 2013, they did experience some problems with the gearbox on them, and the drivetrain lash is really quite something else. It's very off-putting and it completely spoils the bike. So just watch out for that one on the pre-2013 models. Brakes on these are absolutely fantastic. Front brake doing with one finger, never let you down, give you every single confidence. A little bright with the back brake, not just necessarily on this bike, I have noticed it on other BMWs as well. The ABS system tends to cut in a little bit early, which is no big deal, but it's a little bit sort of makes a jump when you press hard on the rear brake and it starts vibrating. So yeah, just a little thing there. For such a big bike, bearing in mind they are 350 kilos, you might think the handling is poor. But I think you'd be very surprised. You certainly can nip these bikes around the lanes and the curves. Yeah, they are very good. But despite the weight of these bikes, I actually find them very easily to manoeuvre around when you're trying to park it up and so forth. Because of the low seat height, you can actually walk it round. So in some respects it's easier to manoeuvre than some other lighter bikes. Wind protection on these really is second to none. If you don't mind looking through the screen, that is, it comes right up, gets your head right out of it, and on a sunny day you'll find yourself pulling your visor up because you're actually overheating. One slight little criticism is you don't get that much wind protection on your hands. The 4000 GTR, for instance, offers a lot better wind protection for your hands. But in saying that, this has got the multi-stage BMW B grips, which are well renowned and more than compensate for that. So yeah. On the left hand handlebar there, we've got the multi-function ring for all the different gadgets and settings and so forth. The LCD display is quite easy to see, but I would personally recommend getting to know the bike quite well before you actually start trying to use it on the move, because there are just so many functions and so many things that it does. It could be quite dangerous to be looking down that display while you're riding. What you may find is if you carry a pillion a lot, they're very well cosseted. I've taken a couple of people on the back of this and they both say the same thing. Because of the very large top box, it's like a backrest, and you've got the two hangers at the side there, which make it feel very close, very secure. And because of the suspension, which is multi-stage settings, you've got settings for rider and luggage, rider and pillion and luggage. You really can make the most of it. So you'll get very few complaints from the pillion rider. Fuel economy on this, I've been on it for a few hours and it's saying well into the 40 miles per gallon range, so that's quite respectable. And they do say that you'll get 200 miles on a range in the tank there. I actually suspect that'll be a lot nearer to 250, so no worries of having to stop at the fuel station every time. A lot of the motorbike press compare these to the GTR 1400, Pan-European and the FJR 1300. To be honest, I don't think there is a comparison. This bike is really in a class of its own. It's what I would call a hyper-tourer. Some of the other bikes have got elements of what this bike's got, but none of them have got it as a whole package. You could probably hear the bike's radio coming through on the camera mic there. It's actually a very nice sound and easy to control from the control ring on your left hand. Something that as bikers we're probably not used to. Yeah, nice little touch that one. So, to sum up, let's be frank for a moment here. A lot of people buy BMW for the brand, for the kudos. Well, forget the badge. This is one BMW you can buy because it's quite simply an awesome machine. And in my opinion, it's in a class all of its own, unique and quite exclusive. Well, thanks for watching, have fun, and let's be careful out there.